I want to talk about prescribed burning in my woodlands. I'm thinking about burning. I've heard that burning does magical things to woodlands. Do I just light the match now? What do I do? Hey, District Forester with the Iowa DNR, Jeremy, with me here, looking at stuff to assess before we decide, are we gonna burn? So things like the fuel layer, the litter layer on the forest floor. Do you want oak regeneration? Do you want to get rid of invasive species? Do you want to get rid of ticks? Do you want to knock back some shade-tolerant species? Do you want to encourage native understory vegetation? Here's a green ash. We want to knock back that thin bark species to promote other species such as oak. The size of our mature trees, the size of our mid-story trees, the size and species of our regeneration. Are they thin-barked or thick-barked? Jeremy showed me the older trees in this stand. We're noticing the thick bark and the size of them, and it looks like it's a good time to burn. We're also looking at invasive species cover, because that's one of my goals here as well. This is a smaller, invasive, non-native honeysuckle. You can see we've got an ID video on that. It's small enough, finger size, where that bark is thin and that fire will really impact this individual plant. It looks like we have a nice litter layer of oak leaves to carry a low-intensity ground fire. The last stand we're looking at consists of younger oaks. So we decided burning is not appropriate here, A, because the oaks still have thin bark, and B, we've already got our oak regeneration on the ground. This is non-native honeysuckle, an invasive species, with a very dense leaf cover, which blocks sun from hitting the forest floor and really reduces fire fuel loading. So if you look under this here, you see a lot of bare mineral soil. It's not going to carry a ground fire very far at all. In order to burn this property, you would have to address these invasive species first. Your assessment's complete, and a burn is going to help achieve your management goals. You're going to need a detailed plan. Some of the main components to expect in a plan include things like site information, so like who owns what, where the boundaries are, emergency contacts, burn area information, like a map, what kind of fuels you've got, total area, and considerations about the surrounding area, like where's the closest water. You'll cover site preparation, personnel and equipment, the actual prescription, such as what conditions are appropriate to burn and what's my smoke management plan. You'll have your ignition plan, your go, no-go checklist, and a contingency plan if things go awry. That's it. Hey, we're ready to burn. These are some quick things to think about as far as gear and prep that you're going to be using in prescribed fire. Hey, personal protective equipment, PPE. Fire-resistant clothing, always helpful. We've got a rake, a flapper, not from the 1920s, a combi tool, great for digging line, a console rake, leaf blower, bladder bag, or giant squirt gun, basically. If nothing else, a leaf blower and a rake, you can get the job done. Things to think about when you're going to get involved with this. Trees you want to keep. Get that debris away from the base of those larger trees, because that could act as a ladder to get fuel and fire into the crown. Brush that fuel or that leaf litter away from the base of those valuable trees. Good technique. So yeah, you do not want a lot of fuel near the base. Bare mineral soil is your friend. It's going to stop this slow creeping ground fire from spreading to where you don't want it to be. Roads that exist make excellent fire breaks to contain the burn. Very, very helpful to get down to bare mineral soil. Let's cut some fire break. It needs to be significantly wide, and then again down to bare mineral soil. That fire is not going to jump over that line. Breaks can be installed based on topography or management areas. Jeremy, this is overwhelming. I am very glad I called you for your input on is it time to burn, planning for the burn, and then giving me advice on executing that burn. You're welcome. Let's check the wind. We have a very detailed list of go or no go. We have to meet all these before we can even burn. So if we have no on any of them, that's a no-go. Hey, local fire authorities, it's me. We're calling in, we're having a burn, just letting you know. It's gonna be great. Now your neighbors will not be calling 911 on you. Let's do it. I'm back 1 year after our burn. Let's see what we got. Dead invasive species, flourishing understory, good stuff. I like it. A lot of new sunlight for the regeneration I want. Looking good. I'm very glad I met with a forester and thoroughly planned and executed this burn. Look at this native understory, this native vegetation here. 1 year after this burn, knocked out a lot of bad stuff, encouraged some good stuff. Looking very good. Beautiful, beautiful. Girdling, see our other video. That was a technique we used here in sync. That's another critical thing too, is monitoring after the burn to see how it performed, and then learning what you did right and what you did wrong for future burns. Ooh, the results of fire. Properly planned and executed fire. Look at the beautiful results here. A lot of bad stuff was cleared out here, and that's sunlight for native woody and non-woody species. And look, we protect our valuable remaining trees. Fire is an important tool in achieving your dream woodland. We'll see you in the woods, your dream woods.